a fine day. A fine day indeed. This... I do believe we are actually somewhat close to the Free Marches, but certainly Watson Town has nothing to compare to the Skyhold. Oh, good to see you, Major Harding. Now, I believe Varric is atop the battlements. Unfortunately, I'm not 100% on how to reach the battlements. This place is in a considerable amount of disorder and requires quite a bit of work, but I'm sure we can manage. For a half moment, I thought that was Blackwall. That would have been an interesting turn. Right, yes, there's the battlement I tried to cross before, and unfortunately it is rather heavily destroyed, but here we are. Alright, Varric, who do you have me meeting here? In such illicit fashion. So our guest arrives.
Inquisitor, meet Hawk, the champion of Kirkwall.
Though I don't use that title much anymore.
Hawk, the Inquisitor. I figured you might have some friendly advice about Corypheus. You and I did fight him, after all.
This view reminds me of my home in Kirkwall. I had a balcony that overlooked the whole city. I loved it at first. But after a while, all I could see were the people out there depending on me.
I'm familiar with that sensation.
You're lucky it was just a single city. I've got half of Thedas.
You're doing everything you can to protect them.
Does it ever get any easier?
I'll let you know. I don't envy you, Inquisitor. But I may be able to help you.
Varric said that you fought Corypheus before.
Fought and killed. The Grey Wardens were holding him, and he somehow used his connection to the Darkspawn to influence them.
Corypheus got into their heads, messed with their minds, turned them against each other.
If the Wardens have disappeared, they could have fallen under his control again.
Oh, lovely. An army of black walls waiting to be fought.
So Corypheus has the Venatori, the Red Templars, and now possibly the Wardens as well. Wonderful.
I didn't come this far just to give you bad news.
Good.
I've got a friend in the Wardens. He was investigating something unrelated for me. His name is Stroud. The last time we spoke, he was worried about corruption in the Warden ranks. Since then, nothing.
Corypheus would certainly qualify as corruption in the ranks. Did your friend disappear with them?
No. He told me he'd be hiding in an old smuggler's cave near Crestwood.
What exactly was he looking for?
If you didn't know about Corypheus, what were you doing with the Wardens?
The Templars in Kirkwall were using a strange form of lyrium. It was red. I'd hoped the Wardens could tell me more about it.
Corypheus had Templars with him at Haven. They looked like they'd been exposed to the lyrium you describe.
Hopefully my friend in the Wardens will know more.
Well, it's a lead, although I do have wonders about what Blackwall will think of this.
If Corypheus has corrupted the Wardens, it may be too late to save them.
I understand. I'll do whatever's necessary to stop him. Corypheus is my responsibility. I thought I'd killed him before. This time, I'll make sure of it.
Good to hear.
We'll talk later.
I'll meet you at Crestwood.
Well then. Now I have a rather more pressing matter. When we were attacked in Haven, we had a degree of express word. And I'm rather curious who delivered it. The only problem is, he seems a fright to actually find. So, in this area, I can only imagine I'm going to find him I can only imagine I'm going to find him. Probably will be actually doing so.
But this violates everything we know about the Fade.
So it does.
So do I.
Inquisitor, I wondered if Cole was perhaps a mage, given his
He
unusual
looks like a hedge
abilities.
mage.
He can cause people to forget him, or even fail entirely to notice him. These are not the abilities of a mage. It seems that Cole is a spirit.
A demon, more likely.
If you prefer, although the truth is somewhat more complex.
You're telling me he's... I'm going to need some detail here. This is entirely new territory for me.
I'm not sure how much more complexity I need, Solus.
You must understand what makes this particular spirit unique.
Speak plainly, Solas. What are we dealing with?
Demons normally enter this world by possessing something. In their true form, they look bizarre, monstrous.
Familiar
But
with
you
that.
claim Cole looks like a young man. Is it possession?
No. He has possessed nothing and no one. And yet he appears human in all respects. Cole is unique, Inquisitor. More than that, he wishes to help. I suggest you allow him to do so.
What you describe could be immensely dangerous, but on the other hand, I certainly can't deny that it would be very advantageous to have such an agent in our membership. I'll have a word.
I should hear what Cole has to say for himself. Where is he now?
If none of us remember him, he could be anywhere.
He may be somewhat difficult to keep on paperwork. Why does he look
Haven.
familiar?
So many soldiers fought to protect the pilgrims so they could escape. Choking fear. Can't think from the medicine, but the cuts rack me with every heartbeat. Hot, white pain. Everything burns. I can't. I'm going to... I'm dying. I'm... dead.
You're all right.
You're feeling their pain.
It's louder this close, with so many of them.
Would you like to go somewhere more comfortable?
Yes, but here is where I can help. Every breath slower, like lying in a warm bath, sliding away. Smell of my daughter's hair when I kiss her goodnight. Gone. Cracked brown pain, dry, scraping,
This
thirsty.
is more than a tad morbid.
Here.
Thank you.
It's all right. She won't remember me.
Your... Solus and Cassandra seem confused as to your makeup. I think you're more than what either of them says. But do you know what you are?
Solus tried to explain what you are, but honestly, I stopped listening after a while.
He's a bore.
Any chance you could explain it?
Yes? I used to think I was a ghost. I didn't know. I made mistakes, but I made friends too. Then a Templar proved I wasn't real. I lost my friends. I lost everything. I learned how to be more like what I am. It made me different, but stronger. I can feel more. I can help.
I would very much appreciate if you stayed here.
If you're willing, the Inquisition could use your help.
Yes, helping. I help the hurt. The helpless. There's someone.
Someone?
Hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Someone make it stop hurting. Make her, please.
Solus.
The healers have done all they can. It will take him hours to die. Every moment will be agony. He wants mercy. Help.
You ask a terrible thing of me, Cole. You ask a terrible thing of me indeed.
All right. Help him.
It's all right. I want to stay.
That boy is going to raise a great many questions.
Roderick was sorry before he died.
Sorry for what?
Did he tell you why he was sorry?
Blood everywhere. Monsters, madness, dying. We're all dying. The Herald stands against it, and heads turn. Desperate and simple. Pure. Voices in the chantry. Years since I'd sung the song and felt it flowing through me. But this is real. This is real. So long since I'd felt it. Falling, flying, faith. And I fought him. Maker, forgive me. I hope I did enough.
I have so many questions about you.
He hates it all because of the darkness behind the door. Some doors should stay shut.
Tell me about where you came from.
I'd like to talk about what happened to you before we met.
Before you, Rhys was my friend. He showed me I was wrong to kill the mages. I thought I was helping them. Then he and Evangeline went to Adamant, and I went with them. I was worried Evangeline would hurt Rhys. We found out dangerous things. It scared Seeker Lambert, and he scared the mages. It started the rebellion. Seeker Lambert told me what I was. Rhys couldn't look at me. I ran until I found more Templars. That's all.
And then the Templars presumably had other ideas for you. I'm going to have to come to some notion of what order I should ask things of you. For now, you seem a man in need of friends. Try and make some.
I'll talk to you later.
Probably.
Well, meanwhile, there are a great number of things to address around Skyhold. This. We know this news. Oh, Sarah, how are you feeling? Well, I hope.
Well, about time you came around to talk, innit? Sign me up, then not so much as a welcome. Little busy, I hope, making sure this new place can keep out a pissing archdemon.
I have
And the
been
thing
busy.
controlling it, that we're hunting. Draste, what did I step in?
If she answers, it will be a first.
Let me know what she says. I could use some clarification myself.
It's swearing, not praying. She doesn't answer. Not like she's supposed to. I know what happened to you. Or what everyone here thinks happened.
Oh.
It seems... I don't know what it seems.
Calm down.
I can't help if you don't explain what's wrong exactly.
It's got to be nonsense, doesn't it? We're kind of screwed if it isn't. I mean, that Carithi thing. A Magister, right? Story is, he cracked the Golden City. But that's a hazy dream. If not, seat of the Maker, real thing. A seat needs a butt, so the Maker, real thing. Fairy stories about the start and end of the world, real things. It's too far, innit? I just want to plug the Skyhole rubbish so I can go play.
I need people who don't think that I'm the savior. And I dare say that makes you the most interesting person in Skyhold right now.
Keep calling it nonsense. That perspective will keep the Inquisition grounded.
Oh, I can do that. Sure could use a few more people shouting no. We fight, the bad things go away, everyone calms down, and everything goes back to normal. A nice, well-paid normal.
Just follow the orders.
Just be useful. Ugh, the people I have to work with.
I know, right? Good luck with this lot. But I'll be here. Now, where's food?
I believe that there is some form of a kitchen. Although you might have trouble finding it. I also do. There's a great many more to find around here, but I believe I know where a great many of them are. Varric, your friend.
Need something?
I have a somewhat pressing question about how you happen to be in all of these special
Can I ask you
places.
something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Exactly. You've described yourself as a bard, yet I've seen you to be rather a dab hand with a crossbow. Apparently, you've dealt with demons before. What exactly is your trajectory?
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant.
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
That's quite an inventory. Exactly what kind of shops?
What sort of shops do you own?
Actually, we don't own shops. That was just an example. Mostly we invest in moneylenders. Auction houses, a few mercenary companies, a couple of smithies. I think we own half a beet plantation in Ravane somewhere. Most of that's my brother's doing. Bartrand had business sense. Not much tact, but loads of business sense.
That was for the family. What about that rather unusual crossbow that you've been upkeeping?
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca? She's one of a kind.
I've noticed.
I won her from Paragon Smith Bronca in a game of Wicked Grace. She was such a sore loser. Ran off to the deep roads in a huff, and that was the last anyone saw of her.
And why Bianca?
Who's she named for?
I can't tell you.
Oh, I could make it an order.
And the reason for that is?
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it at that.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
He does raise so many questions, doesn't he? Right, well, there's the one elf in the world I'm not terribly interested in talking to.
Greetings.
Tell me about yourself, Solus.
I'd like to
Since
know
we
more
have much
about
time.
you, Solus.
Why?
Frankly, you are the least trustworthy in this entire establishment, and I have just spoken with a dwarf who professed to gambling and owning moneylenders. So, let me know.
You're an elven mage. Not from the Circle, not Dalish. You're an unknown element. If I'm to trust a self-taught apostate with my life, I need to know more about him.
I don't see myself as self-taught. But then, since I have not told you, you'd have no way of knowing that. All right. What can I tell you?
Well, you could start with... what exactly about the Fade interests you? Since it appears to be flowing through my left hand, I would like to have some grounding in that.
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
That seems... unusual. Exactly... a lone apostate becoming this proficient doesn't seem entirely likely. Have you had any accomplices in this?
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
Can they be friendly?
You
Fought so
trust
many.
these spirits not to possess you the first time you accidentally make a wish.
Do you trust your friends not to turn on you?
Well,
Occasionally.
yes, but they're people.
Ah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Are people only people because they are flesh and blood? Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
There are so many things. So many things. For now, let us consider them to be admittedly rather eccentric people.
I hadn't thought about it that way. But I see your point.
Thank you. Few are willing to entertain such a notion.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Such a stick, isn't he? Alright. I don't know what this particular area was previously used for, but then, admittedly, I know fairly little about Skyhold as yet. I would be very curious to find out exactly how he knew of it. See how the enchantments do.
Greetings, Inquisitor. That is your title now, yes?
One
I
off.
should thank you. The way things ended in Redcliffe, you could have demanded anything you wished. Yet you chose to make us equal partners. I was not expecting that.
The alternative is that you became something Watson Town abandoned in concept decades ago. So I do not need thanks for simply recognizing that you are people. Useful people, but people.
You rebelled for good reason.
I knew you, of all people, would understand. Huh. I've been a Grey Warden, Grand Enchanter, leader of a rebellion, and now I am none of those things. Odd where fate takes you, as you're no doubt well aware.
How exactly did Alexius come into this equation? You say you were a Grey Warden, that certainly portends a fairly significant volume of combat expertise.
I've been meaning to ask. How exactly did the Venatori take control in Redcliffe?
Mages constantly found their way to us while we were there. Stragglers, most of them strangers. I had no way of knowing some were actually Tevinter. They spread whispers, encouraged talk of an alliance, and we were desperate. I'm not proud of our choice, but we were certain Templars were coming. It could have ended far worse.
Indeed. Very settling in well around the Skyhold.
I trust everything is well with the mages.
We're mostly relieved. An alliance with the Inquisition offers security, although who knows for how long.
As long as I can maintain it.
I'll leave you to it.
There's Fincheek's Dorian over there. For the time being, I believe that's... well, enough. I believe I have some paperwork to attend to. And it's going to be... I think I'll add a fireplace. Also, I need to actually find a place to put one. That is a rather ostentatious chair. I need to have that scrapped. Very well. Off I go.